Have you ever met the connector? Well, he ponders, he helps, he creates, he writes, he speaks. He basically connects people and brings them together. I speak about Paul Solano of PS and All Marketing Group. At psandallmarketinggroup.com, you will receive an assembled group of Paul's contacts and connections that cross into many sectors of life. Please contact Paul Solano at 617-240-4130 or psandallmarketinggroup@gmail.com if you are in the market for a wide array of services. Again, please contact The Connector, Paul Solano at 617-240-4130 or psandallmarketinggroup@gmail.com with any questions. And now, here's Paul Solano, the host of Paul Ponders.
Welcome to Hashtag Paul Ponders. I've really enjoyed bringing you fun, informed, intriguing, and pondering podcasts. Many thanks to Hashtag Pod Pro Entertainment. Today's collaborating sponsor, Scott Albertson of Hashtag Project142.org, Riverworks Credit Union, NMLS number 410564, and Remax Renaissance Realty of Reading. Thanks for listening, rating, reviewing, and subscribing. Let Hashtag Paul Ponders begin. Greetings, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. I want to thank you for joining us on Paul Ponders podcast. We have another very unique program planned for you. And this is a first where I've had someone in really the design build industry. And I'm very fortunate to, in fact, have Miss Alysha Siciliano Perry, president of Alluring Concepts out of Pembroke, Mass, on as our guest. So, Alysha, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
It's really great to have you on. And I met you through a dear friend of ours, but really also through your husband, who I met through the dear friend of ours, Dave Boyle. And David is a great guy, and he knows a lot of people in Pembroke. And he introduced me to your husband, Christopher. And Christopher has been a co-host on my Paul Ponders radio show on WATD 95.9. And during the process of, in fact, just finding out about our families and all, Christopher told me about the wonderful, wonderful business that you have. And I'm very intrigued by it. So I want to welcome you again.
We're both very fortunate to know Dave, so he is a great guy, for sure.
Without a doubt. And Alysha, you have a design build business, and it's called Alluring Concepts. Please let our listeners know what your business is all about.
My business is all about designing our homes and businesses for the way that we live today. I think that so many people, they know they want something with the HGTV era where people want more out of their homes, and especially after COVID, but they don't know how to design that space to get them what they want. And they can hire a contractor, and the contractor says, hey, well, get me some plans. I can do whatever you want. Or we always do it like this. We could do this. This is what we always do. But that might not be the best solution. So I kind of morphing my business until we ended up here as a design build, where we're able to help people design anything from whether it's a small built-in to a ground up full build. In addition, any, renovation, people want to take a wall down, open up their homes. All of that is right up our alley, where we're a one-stop shop where we can pull that all together for them. A lot of renovations, people get analysis paralysis. There's so many decisions to make. And from in the design build aspect, we're there to help guide you and make those decisions so you don't feel overwhelmed and feel that you're making the wrong decision, that we're going to guide you and help you make sure it's your vision, but with all the right things in there, and that it gets done in a timely fashion as well, that you don't get stuck in that analysis paralysis.
Interesting. So this is really a soup to nuts type of process, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, so sometimes it could take us 6 months to plan a project for a larger project. Other projects we can pull like a bathroom renovation together in a week or two sometimes, besides permitting, that is. But where even we started a bathroom renovation just this last week, and they've been wanting to do it for 2 or 3 years, but they don't know what tile they want, the cabinets, the bathroom fixtures, where they needed to get it done before their family moves back in June, the 1st of June. So we're under a little bit of a time crunch, but this renovation that they put off for 2 years because they couldn't make a decision. So I sat with them, came back with some tile options, cabinet options, pulled it together within a couple hours for them. We're getting rid of that giant soaker tub that nobody uses anymore with the jets that got used once. I'm sure everybody knows somebody that has one. Where we pull those out all the time. We're putting another vanity in, so they have his and hers vanities, and brought her some tile selections because she's like, last time I went to the tile store, there's so many choices and everything I liked was like $100 a square foot, where I gave her some options for $10 a square foot. We finalized it. 2 weeks later, we have our permit and getting going on the project. So she'll be ready for June.
Interesting, interesting. So you must have majored in maybe architecture or art design in college?
My undergrad, I was a math major that switched to design. And in those design classes, I had to take a lot, graphic design was really the direction I was planning. And I took a lot of art history classes and fell in love with architecture. So I did go back for my master's in architecture and then kind of switched into interior design, which made in a building systems class, I fell in love with engineering and building more so than anything. So I have the degree in my master's in interior design, the undergrad, double major art history and design. And I love math. So you put it all together and I'm a builder.
It all adds up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Indeed, indeed. That's a hashtag indeed in the Paul Ponders world. Now, where did you go to undergrad?
I went to Hofstra University on Long Island.
Long
New
Island,
York.
sure.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. That's great. And your master's degree is from where?
From New England School of Art and Design at Suffolk University.
Nice, nice. Very good. So you must have a good-sized team of workers, managers with you. Is
I
that safe to
do.
say?
I have 8 employees right now. I have an amazing project manager, 2 lead carpenters, a couple of mid-level carpenters, and I have 2 co-ops, high school kids from South Shore Votech that work for me, a junior and a senior. We actually have a girl carpenter as well. She's the junior, which is amazing. And I have my design assistant in the office that helps with a lot of our design and implementation of plans.
I see, I see. Now, do you actually go in front of the local municipal boards and present the case, or are you only working with the actual client?
I do go in front of boards regularly for clients, depending on the board and the town and how that board is. Depends on how much I'm willing to go in front of them. Sometimes, like conservation commissions, some towns can be a little tough where it's better to have the civil engineer there than myself. But for the most part, I have no problem going in front of boards. I do that regularly, as well as I sit on the Pembroke Planning Board, so I'm kind of used to it.
I hear you. I used to sit on the Malden Planning Board as an associate member on special permits, and it was really a lot of fun. And it was really great just to go out and look at the projects and just check out what's been submitted, and also, to see the project come to fruition. It was really, really cool.
Yes. I mean, that's the best thing about my job is that I get to be in someone's house and see what their problems are and then see the project come to fruition. That's the best part. It's so gratifying. And the construction doesn't have to be in my own house.
Right, right. There you go. Absolutely. Now, of course, everyone is talking about it. I'm starting to find out more about it. I'm thinking of taking a tutorial on this thing called AI. Now, how
Yep.
has AI impacted your business?
AI it's coming more and more into things. The CRM that I use for my clients and my employees, they just launched AI integration for that to help writing the contracts, which I just started playing with in the last couple days. So, which is very exciting to me to help me write the contracts faster. Um, I do use it a lot for writing emails and such, which makes me sound so much nicer.
Now, I'm sure you sound nice without the AI.
No, I tend to be very factual and like sometimes my husband especially tells me I can be a little short. And he didn't mean vertically. Um, because I'm a bullet point kind of person, right? Like I just like get to the point. Here's what I need to get done. So my emails, I'm not a fluffy word person. It just to the point, like this is what needs to be done. So the AI makes me sound a little bit more fluffy.
I see. I see. It's sort of like a "you be frank, I'll be earnest." So, what is the largest project you've worked on?
The largest project that I have worked on, let's see, it did about 6,000 square feet at a house in Hingham that is now since burnt down. But that wasn't anything we did. That was the people that had bought the house left space heaters on the front porch and burnt that down. But that was about 6,000 square feet. I've built a couple condos or duplex townhouses down in Hull, and that was close to 6,000 square feet as well. And I do hope in the next year or so to get going on a subdivision that for property that I own.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, I'm hearing so much in the news and in the world of in-law apartments, ADUs.
Yeah.
What is happening in that world?
Oh, that's one of my favorite subjects.
Let's hear it.
So ADUs, I think it's about time that we brought them back because so many towns had put so many regulations and restrictions on them that now being as by right in the state of Massachusetts, it has opened up a lot of doors. We've done some great projects from Alluring Concepts where we've done some basement apartments, some freestanding, done some above garages lately. We've helped people figure a way to make it work so they can have their loved ones with them or a second income so they can stay in their home. So I've seen both sides of the coin. Um, they're not as cheap as people want them to be, unfortunately, because our building costs are so expensive in Massachusetts. But it is a great way for people to be able to afford to stay in their home or get that college kid to be able to stay when to not have to move out of state after they graduate, or for the empty nesters to be able to have a second income as well. It was kind of fun one that we did here in Pembroke where we converted a basement into it, and it was a small ranch house, so it didn't really have to figure out the calculations for the square footage because it can't be more than 50% of the primary dwelling. Um, so we actually, to make it work properly, we put on there was a covered porch we turned into living space for the main part of the house. So it gave the calculations correctly so we could still, for the basement, to turn it into the ADU. We put beautiful egress windows in. You don't even know you're in a basement. And actually, my client decided to move into the basement because he'd make more renting upstairs.
Hmm,
Because he's
interesting.
like, it's so pretty. I'd rather live down here.
Interesting. Now, I've also heard of some things in the industry with tiny houses, the tiny houses with veteran housing, et cetera, et cetera. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Tiny houses is a little difficult because if it's on wheels, it can't get a mortgage or financing in any traditional sense anyway. Like I shouldn't say can't get financing, but I have not personally. I had a couple clients that have wanted to do them, and then they had trouble with getting putting their money together, because it's basically like you're building a mobile home. They're better if you can pay for them upfront and not have to necessarily finance anything. You need the money upfront.
Gotcha. And also, I read in the news, hear in the news about the housing along we'll say the MBTA transit routes and all. How has that impacted you and your clients? Or tell us about that transit based financing.
So I haven't really seen it affect in any way yet. The thing is with the MBTA zoning laws, I know the state put that in more as it's for what can be built, but not a lot has been built as of yet. So most of the places where something is already broken ground, they have been places that already allowed that density, because it's more about density than it is actually being able to be built. And I know it gets very controversial. People are like, oh, we can't fit 700 more homes or apartments and this and that. And it's not about it having to be built. It's about the infrastructure and the ability to build it in the future if they need it. And I know people get all upset. They're like, we don't have this room in the schools for that. And there's a couple projects locally that have been done. I did not do them, but I know the builder that did them. And they have between two properties, one in Whitman Center and one in Hanson by the train station. I want to say that one of them has 50-something units and the other one has 40-something units. And in all of those units, they have 3 school-age children in all the rentals. So people aren't really necessarily looking to move in there with children. We need housing and we need it near transit. So it makes sense to up that density. And people feel threatened in some towns. They don't want that much population. But people also have to remember that it still has to be able to be built someday. Like in Pembroke, we need a septic system. So if the lot isn't big enough to fit the septic system for the amount of bedrooms and fit the septic system that's necessary for that building, it still can't be built.
Interesting. Well, Alysha, I am learning so much about this design, build, renovate type of approach that you need to offer your clients. This is absolutely wonderful. So as we start to wind down, how do our listeners in Paul Ponders Land reach out to you?
They can call our office or send me an email. Check us out on our website. So our office number is 781-741-5757, or on our website, alluringco.com, ALLURINGCO.com. Or you can follow us on Instagram. We try to put up some good posts. I know my social media person is always yelling at me to give her more content, even though we take 100 pictures a day and upload it to our CRM, but they're not always things you want to post online, but to get anybody to click on it. So, but that would be our best place to see some of our work is on our Instagram.
You have taught me a lot about this world of design build, and I want to wish you continued success in what you're doing. And by the way, how many years have you been in business?
In June, it'll be 22 years.
Wow. So that's a lot of experience. That's a lot of different situations that you have been able to provide so many people with so many homes and buildings of their dreams. And, I guess that's what it's all about when all is said and done. Correct?
Exactly. Making people happy. Our homes are what we spend the most money on and spend the most time in, whether it's sleeping or standing. Making people happy is what I do.
Home sweet home, my friend. Well, as they say, the road to a friend's home is never long. And Alysha Siciliano, Perry, Alluring Concepts, I want to thank you for being on Paul Ponders.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you. And that's a hashtag indeed.
I trust that you have enjoyed hashtag Paul Ponders. Again, my name is Paul Solano of PS&All Marketing Group, and I may be reached via email at paul@paulponders.com to do some more pondering. Many thanks to my longtime collaborative friend and associate, Chalonzo Amos of Pod Pro Entertainment, in bringing you our fun, exciting, informative podcasts. You rock, Techie Chalonzo. With P&S and All Marketing Group, I created a side gig to connect you and get things done. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me at paul@paulponders.com with any questions. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Paul Ponders. Follow us on Twitter at Paul Ponders Pod. Follow us on Instagram at Paul Ponders Podcast. Thank you again for listening to #Paul Ponders, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our website, paulponders.com, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment, #Paul Ponders lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #the new radio. Until we meet again, my friend, stay well. #indeed.